We are poolplaza.com. We're going to look at a Pentair Challenger pump today and see how to take it apart and repair it. The older models of the Challenger pump may say PacFab instead of Pentair, but they are the same pump. In order to repair the pump, you just need a few very basic tools. A 9/16 inch wrench or socket set, 1/2 inch wrench or socket set, screwdriver, a wrench, and if you have one, a shaft securing tool. The pump we're using today is not a working pump. This is a demo pump. The first step in repairing a pump is to make sure that the electricity has been completely turned off or even disconnected. You should do that at the breaker box. If you need to disconnect it, remove the cover over the switches. Take 2 screws loose, remove this cover, and you'll see where the wires have been connected here. The next step is to remove the power end of the pump from the wet end. The clamp needs to be removed. To do that, and you unscrew the handle on the clamp. Remove the knob that holds the clamp together. Slide the bolt out and you can remove the clamp that holds the 2 halves together. Separate the pump and then you can access the impeller and the shaft seal. First, remove the diffuser which covers the impeller by removing the 3 screws that hold it onto the seal plate. When you remove the diffuser, you also will remove the mounting plate. On a regular pump, the mounting plate will be a complete circle, and there are 3 screws that go through both the diffuser and the mounting plate to hold it to the seal plate. On the Magnatech motor, in the center of the back of the motor is a small round cap that covers the end of the shaft. You can remove this cap with a screwdriver to access the shaft. This is a shaft tool made by the motor manufacturer to secure the shaft and keep it from turning. This particular pump has an impeller screw in the center of the impeller that holds the impeller to the shaft. This center screw is reverse threaded, so turn it backwards and remove it. Then you have to unscrew the impeller from the shaft counterclockwise. The seal plate is held to the motor with 4 bolts. Remove these bolts and then the seal plate will slide off the motor. When you remove the seal plate, the 2 parts of the shaft seal will also come off, the spring-loaded part and the ceramic part. To remove the ceramic part of the seal from the seal plate, turn the seal plate face down and tap out the ceramic part. To replace the seal, take the white ceramic part that has the rubber gasket, place the rubber gasket in the hole first, and press the seal firmly in place. When you have the white ceramic part in the seal plate, bolt the seal plate to the motor and replace the bolts that hold the seal plate and the motor together. Once the seal plate has been bolted back onto the motor, replace the spring-loaded part of the seal. The hard plastic part that has a ridge on it is the part that goes against the white ceramic part. So place this first over the shaft, and then what you'll see is the metal ring after you've got it in place. Once the seals are in place, you can put the impeller back on the shaft. Remember to secure the shaft, and the impeller screws onto the shaft clockwise. Make sure that the impeller is on the shaft hand tight. Don't leave it loose. Next, we replace the impeller screw. Remember that it's a reverse thread. And tighten it with the screwdriver. The next step involves two parts, the mounting ring and the diffuser. Make sure you get both of them together onto the seal plate. On the diffuser, there is one screw portal that's longer than the others. And there's a hole in the mounting ring that fits over that screw hole. Place both over the seal plate at the same time and replace the screws. When you've replaced the mounting ring and the diffuser and have the screws in, check carefully to make sure the mounting ring is completely flat against the seal plate and that the diffuser is flat against the mounting ring. If you haven't done it right, it can leave a space, and when you turn the motor on, if there's a space there and the diffuser is crooked, it will ruin the impeller and the diffuser and possibly the motor. Now we're ready to replace the power end into the wet end. Remember to be sure that the O-ring is on the end of the diffuser, that the seal plate O-ring or housing O-ring is in place on the housing. Slide the power end back into place. And then we're ready to replace the clamp. Make sure that both sides of the seal plate and the housing are inside the clamp. Place the screw back through this part. Once we have the clamp in place, reattach the knob. This is a very long bolt and it takes a while to tighten this knob. Make sure the knob is hand tight at least until it starts squeaking. Once it starts squeaking, it should be tight enough. Once you have the pump back together, make sure you put the cap back over the end of the shaft. And once you've got the wiring together, make sure you put the wiring cover back over the end of the motor. And tighten the screws to protect it from the weather. Once the pump is back together, the wiring is attached, turn the power back on and turn the motor on, and make sure that you have no leaks and no unusual noises from the pump. Remember that poolplaza.com has a full line of pool equipment and parts for your equipment available online. If you need help selecting the parts or equipment you need, you can call us at 800-394-6131 weekdays from 8 to 5 Central Time. You can also email us at info@poolplaza.com.